Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julie Nelson.
And I'm Lauren Lemanchek. First tonight at 5, the jury in the Derek Thompson murder trial wrapping up their first day of deliberations just within the last half hour.
Thompson is accused of killing 5 young women in a high-speed crash back in 2023. Lou Raguse has been following this case closely. He joins us now with the latest. Lou?
Julie and Lauren, the jury wrapped up deliberations for the day at 4:30. They're essentially have 2 questions that they need to determine that are under dispute in this case. First, whether or not Derek Thompson, that is, was the driver of the Escalade that caused the crash. And second, whether the crime rises to the level of third-degree murder, which requires proving that he had no regard for human life.
You are not here because 5 families were broken. You're here because the law was broken.
In her closing argument, Assistant Hennepin County Attorney Paige Starkey told the jury that the 5 young Somali victims died because of Derek Thompson's reckless, selfish, and destructive choices, and that he showed indifference to human life, an element the prosecution needs for proving murder.
So what does indifference sound like?
Yeah, I don't want to be here all night, though, you know? Do got things I do want to get done on my Friday night, you know?
And once it was crystal clear that he was caught, that his Friday night was ruined, what are the first words out of his mouth? Can I get some medical attention?
The state simply has not eliminated doubt as to the guilt of Derek Thompson as the driver of this vehicle.
Defense attorney Tyler Bliss argued that regardless of who was driving, the crime of third-degree murder was not committed.
Whoever is driving that car was a knucklehead and a danger and a reckless person. But ladies and gentlemen, they simply were not acting with a depraved mind.
Now, the jury will resume deliberations at 11 a.m. tomorrow. That's because of the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha, which is they'll do prayer in the morning first for that, and then they'll go from there starting at 11 a.m.
Wow, Lou, I know you've played that bite before, that sound on scene when Derek Thompson says, I have things I have to do. Is it clear whether he knew that 5 people had been likely killed in that moment?
I mean, when you see the video at the crime scene, I think that's what the prosecution argued, is that it's impossible not to know. The car was smushed like a pop can, is how one state trooper put it. It'd be impossible to know that the people in the vehicle were not seriously killed or seriously hurt or killed. But again, he did not go and check on it. And that's part of the indifference to human life that they're trying to prove.
And I know a big moment in this case came this week when his brother DeMarco decided to take the stand and say it was Derek that was driving. That had been a big part of Derek Thompson's defense, correct? That it was his brother that was driving and not him?
That's the biggest part of their defense, because if they don't believe Derek Thompson was driving, that would eliminate all the charges and he would be acquitted. However, today in closing arguments, they highlighted several other reasons, several other pieces of evidence that it was Derek driving. He told his girlfriend that he was driving. He told the nurse who was attending on him that he was driving. And also the eyewitness, a neighbor right there, perfectly described him as the one running from the SUV.
All right. Well, jury is back tomorrow. We'll keep following it. Thank you so much, Lou.